Hi everybody, Army P here for eXplorminate, and welcome back to my ongoing Let's Play of Stellaris with the DLC, or expansion, MegaCorp. So I have expanded a little bit further into the game, and I wanted to kind of stop it at this point, not because I've seen or encountered another alien empire, but because we've got our first space piracy event. Now, I am not certain, but I think what happens is, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat bubble below, but I think what happens is if the space piracy along your trade route ends up going unchecked for too long, a fleet pops up out of nowhere where it's the highest, and this happens to be this one sector here that I have constantly been dealing with. So it did pop up, and I was like, oh, wait a second, that's no good. So we have to deal with the space piracy as they're attacking right now. The game is on paused, and I am going to give a admiral. What are we going to do? We're going to combat disengagement chance, no good. Yeah, we'll do that. What do we got? A firing rate, ship hull points, ship weapon damage 5%, but of course because it's unyielding, combat disengage chance at minus 33%. So we're going to go to that admiral and rename him Joe, because Joe wanted to be in our Let's Play, and he wanted to be an admiral. So Joe, welcome to the fight. So here we go. We're going to deal with the space piracies. In the meantime, I'm going to show you kind of some of the different... Oh, good. Let's go to the battle. I was just going to show you guys that I've got some destroyers inbound right now. I've also got some... We can kind of go through this afterwards, but increased where some of my trading routes are going, which is interesting. Why aren't you doing that? Well, let's discover that later. First off, let's do some damage here. It doesn't look like they're going to make much of an issue with us. Oh, we are tapped right out. Okay. Back to you. Okay, first off, let's deal with this mineral upkeep. I've got lots of minerals, but I don't have a forge world yet, which I'm working on, and I'll get to that in a moment. So let's sell some of our minerals. Now, now that we've got that kind of back in check, before I get off to topic here, I want to know why... Oh, such a... Alright, everybody. So, this is a good opportunity to kind of show you what I did off screen. You can see here that I've got some trade value in these Cursa and Ayasaglor sectors. And I think I was all slick. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to put in a trade hub. But when I put in my anchorage, I put it over top of my trade hub. So, that's life for you. In the meantime, I was able to secure this area from the Backthoi, and it is going to make an awesome forge world. Look how many mining districts this thing has. It's going to be our forge world. We're going to be creating tons of alloys there. It is going to be awesome. Okay, I'm just going to rest him right there. So in the meantime, I'm actually going to send a colony ship from eXplorminate, and we're going to go minding your business. What do we got here? Deep within the crevice of the giant asteroid CP01397, we have found something astonishing. There's an old mining gear attached to a rock, digging itself to the vast depths of the asteroid. It stands abandoned with no sign of who placed it there. What are we going to do? I don't need any minerals, so let's try and stop the machine. Okay, where are we right now with my science ship? Oh, I need a construction ship. Well, that's good because I've got one that's not doing anything, so we will stop and try and use our construction ship to stop, and in the meantime, we're going to go and... Sorry guys, I'm actually going to turn the sound down just a little bit because I don't know if you guys can hear it super well, but it's actually blaring in my ear. And it's actually very difficult to kind of keep myself squared away. There we go, much better. Right now you can see here we're exploring new systems as we kind of approach this northeastern edge. There we go. And our trade hub's complete. And in the meantime, we're going to start discovering our our southeastern locations. I want my naval capacity to go up because I'm going to create a second fleet. So let's go to our fleet manager, and I'm going to create a new fleet. Nope, I want to create new. There we go. And I'm going to just make a couple corvettes, just 3, maybe 4. Let's go 4. And we got enough there, and that is going to be dedicated to our anti-piracy. So I'm going to put it on patrol so it flies around and make sure that we don't have any one of those birthing the piracy events again. So our economy is humming along here, but one thing I really do wish I had more of is alloys. I'm really low on that. If I ever needed to build a significant fleet, I'd be in trouble. Oh, it looks like we're having a housing issue here, so let's build. No, we can't really build anything. It looks like we're building a city district, which of course increases our trade value and amenities. So let's build one of those bad boys. And look at this. This is not a bad sector at all that I discovered. I ended up with an anomaly there that worked out really well for me. Alright. I can tell you, in direct comparison to where we were before, what do we got here? Ooh, some mining vessels. Okay, you better get out of there, Chief. And he's going out of there. But compared to where we were in previous iterations of Stellaris, this is by far the most fun I think I've had, just tinkering with the economy. And it's perfect amount of distraction and adjustment and tinkering without feeling like I'm just being bogged down with micromanagement, which is important, I think. Small issues that can be taken care of relatively easily. Corvette, oh, what's this? Nebula mining, Starhold, living construction. Wow, look at the, look at the cost just for okay, 624 months. I think we're gonna get a little bit better with our research before we attempting. Ooh, looks like we're not gonna be able to get that one. 800 or ooh, we got deep core mining. That's good. Let's go over here. And we might send our fleet. Where's our second fleet? Okay, so we got our second fleet here. And I'm calling this anti-piracy. So let's go. I'm going to label these things because it's easier for me to click back and look at. So anti-pirate. Pirate. There we go. So I am going to send the anti-pirate fleet to where it needs to be. Oh, it looks like I can upgrade my building to a planetary capital. Is that the same one it's offering here? No, that's what we've got. So it's going to create some more administration jobs and some more amenities. So that's really good too. One of the comments I noticed from Boss, one of our dedicated watchers of Let's Plays, is that he was correct. When you pull down this, well, maybe I should do it on here. And that's so true. Okay, so there was a discussion that we were having about the migration pull and push when it comes to why new colonies are getting more migration than others, right? And it has to do with a new colony. So if you look down at the screen in front of you, you can see the newly founded colony gets a 100% boost, or 100 points to their growth rate. But I think that's because we should have a push from this one. Yeah, migration push of 25 newly founded colonies. So that's the mechanic. It ends up, we ended up founding, the Bass ended up noticing that that's where the actual information is founded. So now we know why that new colonies are getting lots of migration at the cost, or at the push from wherever they decided to come from. Okay, so let's take a look at our trade value now that our anti-piracy fleet is here. Ooh, looks like we got a lot of piracy coming in here. So this would be kind of one of those areas where I hope that I can easily... Oh, that's perfect. So what the anti-piracy will do is it will go along this route and stop the piracy in each one of these locations by patrolling them and then back again. So with any hope, we won't have any piracy, and all it took is 3 corvettes. That's good enough for me. Okay. And we've got our colony ship going to our potential Forge world, which I'm excited about. And what do we got here? Civilian fabricators. I think we're going to spend a little bit more on... What do we got here? I got 15 for 15. Haven't been able to research anything that's going to help out too much when it comes to our upkeep when it comes to food. Defensive armies, research. Why don't we do... Love these decisions. The indices of bureaucracy. Administrators produce unity and amenities. Well, why not? That sounds like a good one. Can never get more amenities or unity. And then what we'll do is we will build a district when it comes to having a little bit more food on hand.
Construction complete.
Okay, we got a planet capital. I think we're going to do another foundry on our home world. Got lots of housings and amenity. I really want to do. I want to build this bureaucracy, build some more unity and some more amenities. And we got our colony, which is awesome. Here we go. So we're rounding about 2450 when it comes to. We're at 2447, and I want to talk a little bit about endgame lag, because it's been one of those issues that has plagued Stellaris for pretty much since 1.0. And one of the things we were told when they started doing this kind of upgrade to the planetary systems, I don't know if I want to go there anymore. I think we're going to survey over here. Is that one of the big hindrances when it came to the slowdown late game, especially late game, but I've seen it, less than late game. I've seen it in the 2250s, is that it's actually the tile system that is just a huge hog on the system in general. I'm going to full harmony there, so that's good. And the issue, they said, was that the AI was just constantly trying to shift around planetary pops around tiles to maximize whatever it was doing. And if you've played this game, Stellaris, since 1.0, you can tell that although the sector system did get better with a little bit of time, it wasn't definitive. I wouldn't say that it was a massive increase in its capacity to do so. It was better, but not. I mean, I wasn't going to take that money to the bank, if you know what I'm saying. So that being said, when they decided to go over to this new tile system, sorry, I'm repeating myself a little bit because there's a lot going on. Let me just refocus my thoughts a little bit here, guys. Thanks for holding in with me. One of the things they did say was without the tile system that it would be way less of a hog. And I can tell you right now that as I'm rounding the 2250 mark, I haven't noticed any slowdown in the daily ticks. Now, don't get me wrong. You can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see, I still get a little bit of that choppiness. I don't know if you guys can see this as I'm just scrolling around a little bit. It's still kind of, I wouldn't say chugs, it stutters a little bit when I'm moving around while it's going on the fastest setting. But that being said, the daily ticks is going up just like it did at the very beginning of the game. And if you played this game for a considerable amount of time, why is this going on? Oh, okay, they're already doing it. that the actual amount of daily ticks would progressively get more and slower and slower as your game went on, and it was actually quite frustrating, because as you started to hit, you know, the end of the game, and I say the end of the game, you know, subjectively, when you're talking about the endgame crisis or the war in heaven or something of that matter, it did considerably slow down, and it was to the point where it was very frustrating, because there were times I remember trying to get to have a certain achievement, because I'm a bit of an achievement guy when it comes to Stellaris. As it stands right now, the new achievements haven't come out, so I have 100% achievements. They would, you know, getting something like birthing the queen for the swarm took way too long, longer than I want to admit. But I can tell you right now, as we're around 2250, and I'll keep you apprised on how it keeps going. If it's actually impressive that it's been able to do such a good job. Okay, oil, gas, refineries. Refined minerals to exotic gases. That's fine. What I really want is these motes, because I can turn minerals into alloys by making more jobs. But I don't have any way of getting the volatile motes. So what should I do? I guess we should, I mean, it is the cheapest one, and that's typically what I like to do. We'll get the mega forges going unlocked to really pop up our metal alloys, because right now it's a little low. We're lucky that this our first and only neighbor right now is nice to us. Okay.
Technology discovered.
I build some more agriculture.
Anomaly detected.
Colony development speed, that's going to help us out. Unlock basic combat roles. You never can be too too sure. I'll tell you that right now. When it comes to Stellaris, always prepare for battle, no matter what. So yeah, here we go. 2250, and it's still ticking along like just like it did at the beginning of the game when it comes to how many seconds it takes for you to get through an entire month, which is it's really nice, to tell you the honest truth. Boy, if I don't hurry up and start taking some of this. Ooh, look at this! Wow, here we go. A ruined science nexus. Look at this bad boy. Yeah. Oh, that's a little close. A ruined science nexus. That's awesome. And you know what? If we snake her around properly, we should have no problems being able to take that from the Bathoi. Or Backthoi? Backthoi. Yeah. So, and it looks like we've got some aliens encountered. Who do we got here? Oh no, it's another alien race. And we're going to investigate them right now and see if we can't get first contact or second contact. First contact with one? Second contact? I don't know. Either way, I'm going to have to start snaking. I've got enough influence, thankfully, because my factions are quite happy. This is awesome. I just hope we can build this real quick so we can kind of, we don't get trapped, because with this star lane right here, I'm really scared of losing this tropical world. I really don't want to lose that. There we go. Build myself an outpost, sir. And what we can do is, maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of... Oh no, we got the Tacky tourist supremacy. Okay. So the Tacky tourist supremacy is a hive mind that just travel around and go to your planets. And the lore behind that is one that they come to their planets and they just never leave, and they just end up this monster drain on the economy. It's all for role-playing purposes. It's not like it's gonna, you know, like this is legitimate. I'm not gonna have obviously you can't have migration with hive minds, but it's still fun nonetheless. He says, "We are the Tacky tourist supremacy, and we speak as one. The hive mind has taken note of your presence. We will observe for now. Our future actions will depend on whether you are a threat, an opportunity for expansion, or unforeseen variable. We're delighted to meet you." And he's got quite the size empire, doesn't he? How many empire or how many planets do you have? 4 different planets. Let's see where he is. And he's equivalent across the board, so that's not too shabby. Oh, he's got the moats. I want the moats. Give me the moats. I don't know if he's got the technology to adhere to this, but alright. Looks like we got quite a bit of trade potential here, don't we? Look at this. Oh wow, look at this. We put a trading outpost here, we could probably pick up, or if we put one here, we could pick up, well, if we put 2, yeah, there's something there. There's a potential for expansion there. Looks like our colony's just about to hit the goodie spot. And our colony expanded. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on some of these decisions. What got said in our comment section below in a previous video that I should be paying attention to how many resources I have and to actually pay attention not only to the of how much I have, but utilize it. I couldn't agree more. So I'm going to do encourage planetary growth. And it is going to give me plus 25%. And you know what? I'm going to put a plus 25% amenities and so distribute luxury goods. It only costs 100. I've got 3,700. Why not? And it's going to create a migration pull. So if we go to a population, we could probably see, wow, look at that. Newly found colonies, 100 base points. Luxuries distributed, 25 points. And oh, growth speed is reduced by 50% due to the planet being newly colonized. That's really interesting. I never even noticed that you get kind of a base speed growth modifier of negative 50% due to it being newly colonized. You'd think that colonists would be down to get this bad boy teaming on all sides. Okay. Curious if the Tacky... if we're going to be able to beat the Tacky tourists to that ruined nexus. Oh, look at this. The Custodian Matrix, Ancient Terracagators. They are a fallen empire, which is a machine race. You get this with the Synthetic Dawn DLC. And he's broken by something. But what they do is they have unusual demands against you. So this is going to be an interesting go. Things have just gotten pretty interesting. I haven't been able to build a sector yet, so maybe that's something that we're going to be looking at in the future, because it looks like our colony is still within range. And I don't know what that range is. Maybe you guys know in the comment section below. I haven't figured out what that range is yet. Of what a sector, how far away from your capital ends up being a sector. I'm guessing it has to do with a certain number of hyperjumps or hyperlanes. We'll see. That'll be incoming. Boy, oh boy. There's nothing better than being is it no, it's egalitarian. You get faction influence 50%. I just never have to deal with influence. I'm always teaming with it, spending it on edicts all along the way and policies. It's great. So yeah, here we go. Like, that's not a bad go. Here, you know, we got the Tacky tourist supremacy. We've got the mandate unfulfilled. I never, you know what? I have unfulfilled my mandates several times, and I've been kind of curious. Maybe I should check that out. Where's my situation log, sir? Why am I 130 months? That's ridiculous. Well, I should say what my next mandate would be for my situation log. Energy economy. President Jordu has elected a platformer bringing a monthly energy credit surplus up to 20 plus a month. And I will get 6 month worth of Unity. Oh wow, okay. Normally, if you guys have played this game plenty of times, you just normally build stations or research stations or mineral stations. So that's actually pretty cool, interesting little mechanic. Alright, keep going. I want that black hole. I want that science nexus. We're in good shape. Energy's down just a tad, which makes me think that we should probably utilize one of these starbase capacities, our starbase capacity to utilize all these gems here. Boy, there's just so much to do in a single game, and a lot of times, if you guys have watched my previous Let's Plays before, you'll notice that I have no problems at all when it comes to playing on the fastest setting, and just having a general conversation with the listeners and saying this or that. But it really does seem like there's so much going on at any given time. There's so many small decisions that you got to make that are really end up to being a meaningful decision long term. So you really got to kind of think ahead. So if I sound like a blathering fool, that's the reason why. So it looks like we're going to get it. As soon as I get this Science Nexus inside of my borders, I am going to call this episode a day, because it's a big one. Alright, what do you got, sir? Nothing there, so let's continue with our movement forward. So it means inside of our borders we'll have the Dimensional Horrors, a Science Nexus, hopefully if we get that without issue. And this whole area here is just ripe with potential trade. And it looks like we're going to get our next Ascension perk too. What can we pick? Jeez, I don't know. Monthly Unity and Governing Attraction. Why not? So what's that? One Vision. Might be good when I start opening up migration packs. Do we have a migration treaty? No, it doesn't seem like he's interested in it yet. Naval capacity is up. I'm going to go with our starbase capacity, and we're going to sell some more. Why? I don't want to do 5,000. We'll do... Yeah, we are in good shape. So it looks like we're just about to get that Science Nexus. We're already starting to build our... What's this here? Oh, it's because of the Black Nebula. So yeah, we're gonna end up with a lot of goodies in this episode, I'll tell you. What's over here? Hopefully something good. We ended up finding our first fallen empire, the Tacky Supremacy, plus 10. Okay, so probably because we're Xenophile. And there we go. In our border is now the Ruin Science Nexus. Perfect. And we ended up on the tender year of 2253. So in this episode, we were able to talk a little bit and clarify a little bit about trade, a little bit about migration pull. We got new contacts. What else did we get? Space piracy. A lot going on in a 20-25 minute episode. So this is awesome. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to backfill and just kind of show off a little bit. I want to kind of... I want to show off a little bit more of the mid-game before, hopefully, things kind of launch, so you guys get a good indication of what some of the higher-end buildings look like, as including, maximized planets, and who knows, the Tacky tourists might get a little saucy, so we'll have to take them down a peg or two. Anyway, this has been Army P for eXplorminate. Thanks for watching.